Hey, so I wanted to make a video comparing some of the microphones that I had available, just to kind of maybe get a grasp on what is best for the different situations that we might be in, doing field recording or trying to do promo videos or interviews, different things. Right now I'm talking through an AT875R. It's a really affordable boom mic. It's about $200 or less. I'm about an arm's length away. It's probably my favorite sounding mic of what I have. Currently, I use it almost always indoor with a boom pole or a microphone stand. So the camera that I'm sending all the audio to is the Canon XA10. It's a little bit older, but the preamps are still really clean and clear. A lot of times I'll actually use a Zoom H4n, which works really great. Battery powered, lasts for a long time, and then it's also got built-in microphones if you're having some sort of cable issue or something. So yeah, we'll start with this guy, then I'll switch over and I'll try my Sennheiser EW100s. I've got a pencil condenser mic, a large diaphragm mic, and some handhelds. And we'll do some indoor and then I'll go outside. And it's really busy in this area, so you'll probably hear some lawnmowers, you'll hear some traffic. Yeah, it'll be a good old test. So now I'm using the Sennheiser EW100. It's the G3 series. Really stable little unit. Sounds pretty good. Sometimes they can sound kind of boomy, or I don't know. To me, they always sound like they're about to overdrive or maybe clip. They have pretty good noise reflection canceling from other areas. Two downfalls I kind of see with these guys is rustling noise. So if someone was wearing like a scarf or a jacket, definitely can be an issue. The real big benefits are if you have a subject who's really far away from your camera, walking, moving, looking away and towards, and these mics are awesome for that. All right, and now I'm checking a large diaphragm microphone. It is actually a PreSonus. This is the M7. It's just something that came with a little audio interface that I got, but I actually like how it sounds compared to even some Shure large diaphragm. The thing about this guy is it's going to sound really nice and thick and full when it's up close, but as I kind of hold it further away, and you can imagine it on a boom in an area, it'll probably start to sound a little tinny. You'll hear some of the room noise as I hold it even further, which might be where I would place it if I had a couple different speakers or something like that. It doesn't sound as full and rich without some kind of, compression or editing. I've used them indoors, especially for group interviews, and usually if we have more than 2 or 3 people talking. All right, and so the next one we'll do is a pencil condenser. All right, so this is a pencil condenser microphone. I've used them in the past a lot before. We use them when we record strings or, all kinds of different instruments. They're really good for picking up little pictures of the room. This one's actually really cheap. It is a gauge. These are probably $100 used. Yeah, they sound all right. Kind of the same thing as the large diaphragm. Without a windscreen, these microphones sound really bright and harsh, but with a windscreen, I think they even out really well. Some of this, I'm not really sure because I haven't used them a lot lately. I know that I have some musician friends who will use them for just recording their songs and demos and stuff, just sitting them in the middle of the room, and it sounds pretty good. It's about 2-3 feet away from me. I'm going to try it further out. Now it's about as far as my arm can reach. Yeah, so that's the pencil condenser, and then I'll try a handheld. And now I'm using a handheld microphone. This is an AKG, the C5900. I mean, they're pretty close to a 58, so these are really cool if you're doing man on the street and you need to do those back and forth kind of talking, have that person talk, have me talk. They're really good about canceling out noise and reflection. But yeah, sounds like a handheld mic. Really nice noise floor. So if you need to boost it a lot, it will stay pretty quiet. I probably should have got a few seconds of quiet for each one just so you could hear the ambient noise. So I'm going to do that, and I might go back and do that to all of them. Okay, here we go. And this is the pencil condenser microphone, ambient noise. Alrighty. Alright, here's the large diaphragm, just room noise. And I can hear some cars passing by and stuff. And you can hear the noise floor, and give that a listen. The other thing I've noticed is that this has the highest noise floor of any of the mics. So whenever I try to compress it or add a little gain, I always get a lot of noise. So that's the one big downfall. All right, and now here's the boom mic, the AT875R. So hopefully I'm not mistaken and this one sounds the most natural and pleasing, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to play them back, and then later today I'm going to go outside and use the mics out there, and we'll talk about some situations for that. So now I am checking the mic outside. This is pretty much right outside where I live. There's a bunch of traffic and stuff, which you might have if you were interviewing someone out and about. But yeah. So it's pretty active. It's the middle of the day. You might want to listen for how much background noise you hear. And this first mic is the AT875R. So it's the boom mic. The traffic's pretty consistent, so I think in each mic you'll actually hear kind of how much area noise you'll hear get picked up. All right, so I'll be quiet for a second and let you hear. Okay, now I'm checking the pencil condenser microphone. So with this mic, you'll probably hear a lot more low end, probably some more of the area. These mics seem to get a lot of just low end rumble and hum outside. It's got a windscreen on it, but you might even hear the wind. All right, next microphone, the Sennheiser wireless pack. With this, I actually have a pretty nice outdoor mic cover. It's a really nice windscreen. So it should hopefully help with some of the noise. There's definitely a lot of traffic around today. And what's really cool with this is, I forgot to even check the distance, but with this guy, I can kind of walk way back here, and you're not going to really hear any difference compared to the other mics where you'll pretty much lose me by the time I'm back there. All right, next one's going to be the handheld. Checking this handheld, I'm holding it about a few fingers length away. You know, the one bad part about this is now I'm kind of stuck to a cable. But, you know, if you get those little wireless packs, it's kind of cool. I'll be quiet so you can hear the ambient. All right, and now I'll do the large diaphragm. All right, now I'm holding the large diaphragm. I'm trying to hold it lower than my chest, somewhere you might use it practically, right outside of a shot. But yeah, there's probably a lot of noise getting picked up. I'll be quiet so we can give it a listen. All right. The other thing is this has really serious proximity effect. So when I pull it out here and start talking, you know, it's going to sound a lot different. It's going to even, you know, kind of lose me, especially if there's other things going around, compared to when I bring it right outside the frame it probably sounds all right. But all right, so I think that's all the microphones, and we'll come back in and do a rundown and an overview. And all right, so after listening back to some of the audio and just trying it out, for one, my neighborhood was extremely interested in me bringing my video camera outside. It was pretty weird. Two, I think I was really impressed with the large diaphragm mic. I didn't realize how close it sounded to the boom mic. Even the handling noise wasn't terrible. I think the noise floor is pretty much exactly what I expected. The AT875 worked really, really great. I think everything else had a pretty high noise floor. The handheld did well, but it doesn't really have a nice presence or top end to it. It kind of sounds a little more like you're isolated and not really in a space. And they're also kind of poppy. You can hear a lot of breathing sounds. So it's not very natural sounding. You do have to have a lot of editing and stuff. And these are actually just to try a couple different types of mics, see how they work out in the field. I also might have ridden the levels a little bit hot when I first did the indoor line checks, but I think overall it's pretty close to what you get right into your preamp without anything being tampered with or touched, and I kind of wanted to hear that more than anything. I'll be really interested to see as I get new equipment in the future, what will stand up and what I'll kind of retire out to pasture. But yeah.